Once upon a time, there was a king and queen who longed for a child. After many years of waiting and praying, they finally had a baby prince. The joy in the kingdom was limitless and everyone celebrated the birth of the new heir. Unfortunately, the happiness was short-lived as the queen fell ill shortly after giving birth and passed away a few days later. The king was devastated and full of grief. He decided to devote his life to his son and pour all of his love and affection onto him. The young prince grew up and became a strong and wise young man. However, despite all the happiness he had in his life, he always felt a void in his heart that only his deceased mother could fill. He decided to go on a quest to find a woman who would give him the feeling that his mother was still with him. He traveled through the land and met many wonderful women, but none of them could ignite the fire in his heart. Until one day, he met a young woman who felt familiar to him in an inexplicable way. She had the same soft voice as his mother and her eyes reminded him of his beloved mother. They fell deeply in love and decided to get married. The king, who saw his son happy, gave his blessing and the wedding was celebrated with great pomp and ceremonies. The prince finally felt that a part of his mother was with him and his heart was full of love and happiness. But then a terrible event occurred. The young queen fell ill and passed away shortly after. The prince was once again devastated and full of grief. But this time he had made a difference. He learned that love does not end when a loved one dies, but continues to live on in the memories and in the hearts of those who love them. After the prince's wife passed away, he was left with a broken heart. He decided to dedicate his life to preserving her memory and keeping her love alive. Every day, he would visit the garden where they first met and spend hours lost in thought. One day, while sitting on a bench in the garden, he noticed a beautiful flower growing at his feet. It was a rare and exotic bloom, with petals as soft as silk and a fragrance that filled the air. He realized that this flower was a symbol of his wife's love, which had taken root in his heart and was now blooming into something beautiful. From that day on, the prince devoted himself to cultivating the flower and spreading its beauty throughout the land. He became known as the Flower Prince and was loved by all for his kindness and generosity. As time passed, the flower became a symbol of love, hope, and happiness for all who saw it. And when the prince finally passed away, the flower continued to bloom in his memory, reminding everyone of the power of love and the happiness it can bring. So the story ends with a happy ending, as the prince's love for his wife lives on through the beautiful flower that he cultivated in her memory.